Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Thunder Kid 2 Null Mission. Thunder Kid 2 Null Mission is developed by Renegade Sector Games, East Asia Soft, and published by East Asia Soft and released on June 14th, 2022 for a price of $7.99. At the time of recording this review, you can save a little bit of money and get the game up for just over $6. So if you do want to check it out, you can do that for a little bit of money off. So what is Thunder Kid Null Mission 2? It's a run and gun. We did feature Thunder Kid, the first game on the channel, I want to say last year is when it came out. But it's pretty much a very simplistic and basic game where you just shoot a gun and you're trying to get to the end of the levels. After about 3 or 4 levels of kind of parkouring your way through and around enemies, you'll be presented with boss fights. Where you basically just have to do enough damage to proceed to the next level. Now, with the game, it's pretty straightforward. You can use A to jump, X is your shoot, and then you just simply dodge enemies. At the top left of your screen, you can see kind of your health indicator. If you hit and kill enough enemies, you will eventually get an opportunity to have them drop these little, like, diamond-looking little node crystal type things. That are basically the ways that you can replenish your health. You might see one here on screen while we're playing, and I will point one out if we see it pop. That is going to be tied to and related to a handful of achievements, as well as various checkpoints. It kind of looks like a smaller version of that big kind of level point right here, but they look very similar to this, just a lot skinnier and smaller. But yeah, the main premise of this game is you're just going to be running through the various levels, parkouring around the stage, and trying to get to the end of them, and then after so many levels, you'll be presented with boss fights that you'll have to do to then progress to the next chapter of the game. Additionally, while you are playing, you're going to have opportunities to do a little bit of collectible pickups. We'll show you in here in just a second. As you can see, the first chance to pick up a collectible coin is actually right in front of me. It's a little kind of grayed out because I've already picked it up on my profile, but you also need to collect a couple of these throughout the levels. None of them are too overly difficult to find, so don't worry about that. I think most people will generally find them just basically playing through the game. And then you're just going to dodge the various enemies and try to get through the stages. And that's kind of the gist of this game. There's not really a whole lot else here to talk about. You're just going to be going down the levels, dodging the various enemies that are trying to kill you, and then getting through the boss stages. I want to say you have to go through about 5 total chapters and beat 5 different bosses, which for the most part, all you have to do is figure out their rhythmic pattern with how they shoot, and you'll be able to progress from stage to stage. You're not always going to be required to kill every enemy that you see, so you can skip a lot of enemies on stages, and I would really only fight the ones that you have to if you really kind of want to just get through the game, or if you're low on health, start shooting everybody until you get achievements. Now, this is one of those little like health bar nodes. Looks kind of like your health bar up top, but when you pick that up, that'll replenish your health. And it also gives you a chance to get a couple of the achievements. I believe there's an achievement related to picking up a certain amount of those little nodes, and that's about all you have to deal with for the game. Once you get through, like I said, the few levels, I think after the stage here, we'll be presented with the very first boss that you'll get to encounter. When you beat the bosses, you'll be generated with achievements, so here you go. The game has a little bit of a story, but honestly, it's not much that you really want to pay attention to. But yeah, the game is, like I said, pretty straightforward and simplistic. As far as visuals, it's the exact same kind of art style as Thunder Kid that came out last year from the same team. Just figure out the rhythmic routines of what the bosses are doing. Enjoy the soundtrack and kind of very nostalgic retro graphics, and just beat out the enemies. As you start to figure out their patterns, you can get through the stages. Keep in mind, you will always be reset to the beginning of that part, so you're never going to have to lose a ton of progress. So it's easy opportunities for you to try to learn what their patterns and pathways are while you try to beat them. For this first boss here, all you got to do is wait for him to do his little jump notion, jump over the flames, and then continue shooting him and dodging his little kind of hand grenades. And that's really all you really need to worry about. And then it's just the same, figuring out the patterns for the other bosses. As you progress, they do get a little more challenging, but nothing that you really are going to struggle too much with beating. Every boss will have a health bar down at the bottom of your screen that kind of just runs left or right, so take out all their health and proceed to the next stage, and you'll be able to get your full 1000. I'd say most people can knock this game out in about 30 minutes. 40 minutes if you run into a little bit of struggle or you're trying to commentate on the game like I am here. But yeah, overall though, I do enjoy this game. I think they're a fun little break from the little norm, and definitely easy completions like this as well. So yeah, as far as giving an opinion of Buy Sell Pass, I'd recommend picking the game up. I think it's a fun $6. They're neat little stuff and a great way to support smaller indie style studios. Outside of that though, if you have any more questions, want to know more about Thunder Kid 2 Null Mission, or want to check out the other Thunder Kid on our channel, go search that up and you can see what we thought about the first game. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time.